Well, I was performing what is seen to be the traditional role of the Lord President. It doesn't have to be the Lord President that performs that role. And in this coronation, we were not sure until a few weeks out from the coronation that that whole role would be retained and kept in the service. But my role is initially to carry the sword of state as part of the procession going into Westminster Abbey. And that sword represents the King's authority. And then partway through the service, I am one of a number of people that give the King his regalia. And I exchanged the sword of state for the jewelled sword of offering for the latter part of the service. Hand it to the King as part of the middle section of the ceremony, and then take it back and process in front of him for the remainder of the ceremony and escort him out of the Abbey. Well, I felt very privileged because I had the most incredible view of what was taking place. And I think for me, the most poignant moment of the ceremony was when he was in the coronation chair being anointed, and then when he was given the regalia afterwards, because there was this maelstrom of activity going all around him, enormous numbers of people watching, him at the centre of it in complete calm, stillness, in the moment, and the anointing, of course, being the most sacred part of the service. So that for me was, I think, the most poignant moment of the service, and the incredible music that was around that time as well. It was just a really a moment of deep pride, and I felt very honoured to have been there. I rehearsed for about 2 weeks prior to the coronation service, so we knew what we were doing, and we also knew the periods of music and the time that we had to do each part of the service. And I had a great team around me. We all supported each other, and we were all just incredibly proud to be part of it. So my predecessor would have worn the court dress of the Privy Council, and because he was in the House of Lords, he had a red train and an ermine, the full Monty. I looked at the Privy Council uniform and felt that wasn't the right thing for me to wear. I was not the first woman Lord President, but I was going to be the first woman Lord President to do this role in a coronation. And I felt that the King wanted it to look splendid. He wanted full coronation robes. He wanted to ensure that we were giving the nation a real spectacle. But he also, I felt, wanted the service to be modern. He'd given such thought and attention to detail to who he wanted to be presenting the regalia to him, and the Earl Marshal as well had spent an enormous amount of time really thinking about each part of the service and what it represented to the nation now. So I wanted to wear something that gave a firm nod to the traditional court dress of the Privy Council, and in particular the fern motif which is in the embroidery. I wanted to be able to stand alongside my female cabinet colleagues and not look completely out of place. So I wanted to wear a modern day dress and hat. And I was also very conscious that I'd be sandwiched between full military uniform with all the medals and amazing embroidery on that, and the clergy in their ceremonial robes as well. So the dress was all of those things, and I had a lot of help in coming up with the design, and Hand and Lock, the atelier who did the embroidery, the Jane Taylor, who makes a lot of hats for the Princess of Wales, and the demi-couture house, Sophia. And I also took some advice from a number of places on Savile Row as well. So it was, although I wasn't given much guidance to start with, I took a lot of advice, and the dress was born. when I was walking up the aisle in the Abbey, just seeing how many people were there, and I've been in politics for over a decade, and I knew many of the people there. I'd seen that they were representing particular organisations or they'd done amazing things, and I thought it was just such a special service that you had everyone there who represented service and duty and love. And that was a very proud moment as I was carrying the sword ahead of the king in the procession there, because his life was really a mirror of everything around him. And then I think in the rehearsals, there was a wonderful moment on the Thursday, which was the dress rehearsal before the Saturday coronation. And it was the first moment we'd had all of the crown jewels in the Abbey. And the King's Armourer, who looked very stressed on that particular occasion, was there. And we were rehearsing, and some of the King's grandchildren had come to see the crown jewels and the dress rehearsal. And there was just some wonderful moments of interaction between them and His Majesty, which cheered us all up, because we were very tired by that stage on a Thursday, especially those of us that had been carrying very heavy objects. But that was really wonderful, and you just got a real sense of the joy of the occasion, but also this incredible, the hand of history, not just stretching out behind us, but also what the future held as well. It was a really beautiful moment.